Well, welcome to Hasn't It Been 3 Days podcast, brought to you by Lander Leadership Consulting. BJ's not here tonight. I'm going to do this all alone. But then I thought, nobody wants to listen to that. So I'm having my brother on. It's going to be maybe the launch of the Justin and Nate podcast. I don't know. Nate, are you with us today?
Yeah, I'm here. Here.
Welcome.
It's gonna be tough shoes to fill.
Yeah,
they're short shoes, but
they're short shoes. Actually, I don't know his shoe size, but I'm pretty sure you have bigger feet than he does. But yeah. So this is a little different. BJ, we're just gonna say wedding stuff. He's in the middle of wedding stuff. I don't know if he's getting dress shopping done or she is. I don't know. Something's going on. They're having fun. So Nate's filling in tonight because we still wanted to keep the podcast. People want the podcast. Some people. Speaking of the podcast, did you listen last week? Mom and Dad on?
I did. I am the number one sibling out of the Rabel family. Proud. I'm the winner.
Yeah.
So, I heard. And it's close because it's my birthday month.
It's your birthday month. Yep.
So, like Dad said, I am number one. So.
Yeah, Dad was wish-washy on that. What was your, did you ever get kicked out of Dad's Sunday school class?
No, I'm perfect. And I don't think I ever did. No, I probably did. Probably too much talking.
We both probably did. We both have probably gone down that road. So there was one of the questions that BJ asked is something I hadn't told my parents that we did as siblings, or something they never knew, and I wanted to tell them about it now. Is there anything that you haven't told, or you told later on after you got married and you came back, like Mom and Dad might not have known about our story and you told them about it and they had no idea? Can you think of anything?
I don't.
Yeah, you usually tell Mom everything. That's why she loves you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. I don't recall anything that I would have done. I didn't get chased by police.
Allegedly.
I don't think they knew about us borrowing those golf clubs.
Oh, no, but that's nothing. You should hear the stories about Dad.
Oh, I know.
The stuff that Dad used to do.
You guys didn't get to in his high school years.
Well, we didn't go that route. Maybe we should tell all of his stories without him around.
Yes. Like breaking out of Grandma and Grandpa's house to his parents' house.
Yeah, he used to sneak out all the time. All the time.
It's those Lincoln East High kids.
Yeah. Go Spartans. Go Sparta. But yeah, anyways, well, it was fun doing that with Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad finally came around after 20 plus episodes to be on, even though we were bothering them constantly. BJ also thought they'd be really fun, so they kind of held back a little bit. They sat here next to me when we recorded, and afterwards they said, "Oh man, we have so much more stories we could tell." And I was like, "Okay, then we'll have part 2 at some point." So,
it was good. I thought it was fun. I told Mom it was fun because she asked about it, and the whole what he puts in his milkshakes was hilarious. I spit out coffee that morning when I heard that. So,
oh my god, yeah. When Dad said breast milk, like no hesitation, he said breast milk. I was like, oh my gosh, this is where this is going.
I don't know where he got it from, but I
don't know. Probably broke into a nursery somewhere. Who knows? Maybe Rod was keeping it in his refrigerator in his office for some reason.
Yeah, stole it from Rod's office.
Stole it from the daycare.
Oh gosh.
Well, there's probably freezers of breast milk there, right, for kids?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, so that's probably where he got it. Stealing from the church day or borrowing it.
We borrow.
Yeah, borrow. Yeah. saying, "Oh, we can't wait to hear what my sister's going to come on at some point, or our sister, our sister."
Nope,
Nope,
just your sister.
no. So used to not you being here. Yeah, it'll be a different story. What stories Michael has to tell about things that
Yeah,
she,
will she talk?
I don't know. I mean, we're past the 7 years. They can't do anything to her. I mean, they could. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what stories that she will tell. She's the fun mom and dad stories that they don't know. But my favorite ones is our miniature golf, when we built the miniature golf at the house.
Yeah.
And we broke that picture. I still find it hilarious that mom and dad had no idea that we had redecorated. And so, anyways. So, how's the weekend been for you? How was the last weekend? Did you do anything exciting?
Yeah, it was a busy Saturday. I, you know, we went to our friends, their kids' Cub Scouts did a pancake feed. So
Woo.
we ate all you can eat pancakes.
How many did you eat?
Only two.
Mm.
It's only
Were they
two.
like plate size pancakes?
Yeah, they were pretty
Like
big, but they had
dinner plate
sausage,
size?
they had
Yeah.
banana, and there was a lot of people. So I just,
That's cool.
yeah, I mean he's a kindergartner, the kids. So and then we had friends of ours and youth group kids in a musical, and so we went to Alice in Wonderland Junior,
Okay.
which
So just
it was only an hour, so I was good with that.
yeah, well,
So
that's about as long
musicals,
as shows I can get through musicals anyways. So
hey, it goes. I mean, I'm in a musical family. Taylor loves musicals, so I have to go to. I get to go to at least 2, 3 a year.
you
So
should get those glasses that make it look like your eyes are always open so you can just sleep underneath them. That's what I would do. But
and
well,
then
that's cool.
and then I made. Oh, sorry, I got one
Oh,
more.
you're okay. Go ahead.
No, I made Taylor and Wilson didn't want to go see Captain America, the new one, so I made Billy, our friend Billy Taylor, um, go with me. I didn't want to be the weird guy in the movie theater by myself. So two weird guys in the movie theater.
Oh
But
yeah.
because
How
he
many
already he sees it on premiere night. So,
Yeah,
but
I
I
was
was
gonna
like,
say.
he's already seen it.
How many times has he already seen it?
He's only seen it once, so that tells you it was. I guess maybe it wasn't that great,
Yeah,
but
usually Billy will see it about 9 times before the rest of the world does.
yeah, yeah. He loves his Marvel movies, but it was good. I want to see Harrison Ford be Red Hulk.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. It's a good new like new
The new
era of
Yeah,
Avengers.
keeping the story going
Yeah,
and making millions of dollars.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
guess they broke even after this weekend, so the movie broke even. That's what I
interesting.
heard. But how about you?
Um well, just things went to worship practice, and Brenton had archery, and he had his one of his last archery meets before his state. um he's going to go to state and compete for archery.
Oh, nice.
So he has one of his last final meets, and then Sunday was just we kind of just hung out, and then Sunday was church, and I don't remember doing anything else. I don't remember. Some days when when I don't have to run around, it's nice. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, we're kind of laying low because we'll be traveling here in a few weeks, so we're not doing a lot of things. So
off to Oregon.
off to Oregon, yeah, off to Oregon. Figure out, go see somebody there, see what he's up to.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard you're gonna go see Emma,
Yeah, we're just not going to see BJ.
Elliot,
Yeah,
Ian.
we're going to go see everybody else
I
but
think that's
BJ.
it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I talk to him every day. There's no reason to talk to him if I'm in his town at all. Um,
I heard there's a pastor you want to see.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. Still, still waiting. Still waiting. Maybe I'll just walk in and say hi,
Sure,
right in
but
the right down the middle aisle.
give him a hug during the sermon.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be hilarious. But so yeah. So anyways, so we're gonna talk about BJ and I haven't talked about news in a while. One week we started talking about fashion. That was fun. Well, we're
Yeah,
gonna talk
fun.
about some new stuff. My son's been after Britton's been after me talking about this water cooler or this ice cooler um, recall from Igloo. Did you see this news about Igloo coolers being recalled?
No.
1 million Igloo coolers are being recalled because they cause fingertip amputations.
Oh my gosh.
Um, they're recalling ones that go back to 2019.
I think the damage is done by now.
Right? And it's like, and they don't really talk about like how they're losing their fingers, but how much weight. They say it's part of the handle. But
Oh,
like
does it?
how much weight are you putting in there that's causing it to crush your fingers enough to amputate your fingertips? That's kind of gruesome, but I don't know. You don't have an Igloo cooler, do you? That
No,
you bought from
no,
Costco, Target, Dick's, Amazon between 2019 and 2025?
no. I think ours is from like someone gave it to after we got married.
Did you? I was to say you don't have one of the ones that were hand me downs from Grandma and Grandpa's house. Those super nice old ones. Those like ice chest ones. Did you get one of those, or did
No,
just mom and dad?
I'm not number one in that aspect. No one
I
gave
didn't get
me.
one either. I think mom and dad got them all.
They
They
took them
have the
all.
they have the Igloo Clues from 1919. But
I wonder what damage it caused for those.
I don't know. They didn't recall those. They were like
Probably lead
everybody.
paint.
Yes. Um, lead paint. All of your soda pops are tainted. But um, so yeah. So Brenton, he's an avid listener. He wanted to hear about this recall, and there's not much out there. But so as a public service announcement, if you bought an Igloo cooler from any of these places from 2019 to 2025, and you spent over $80 for a cooler, it's going to be taken. It's recalled. So, because you could
Check your
lose your
receipts, people.
yeah,
Check your
check your
receipts.
receipts. You could be losing your fingertips because the toe handle pinches your fingers. Weird how that works, but whatever. What's the next thing they're going to tell us that fingers and car doors don't work out either? So
Just certain models. Probably the Teslas. Probably the Cybertrucks. I heard they don't do well when you blow up fireworks in them.
no, jeez, wow, too soon, Nate.
Eh,
That's funny how that just went away.
yeah. Yep.
Just like
America.
see you later, see you later. But what you had also brought up well you're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about another thing real quick. You told me about the story in France, and I went and looked at it today.
Yeah.
So kind of clue me in what you know about this, and I brought up the article so I can fill it in. But tell me about this story that happened in France about what happened to a guy who left stuff in his car, and then what happened.
Yeah. So a guy for some reason left his wallet in the car with his credit cards and I guess some people broke into it and they stole it and stole the credit cards and they went and they bought some things at a grocery store, I guess, and they also sell lottery tickets. And they bought a lottery ticket, and that lottery ticket was a winner for $500,000.
Yeah, 500,000 euros, which is 525,000 US.
Take
and
that.
and the problem is they're trying to find the homeless people.
Yeah, and the victim, the guy said he'll split it because it turned out to be he said it were they said it was a homeless people and he wants to split it with them, but they can't find him.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, don't you think? I mean, the moral of the story sounds like we should just give our credit cards to random people.
Yep, give tomorrow, give it to some random person, have him go
Tomorrow,
buy a lottery ticket,
tomorrow
and
is
you'll win.
March 5th. Give your credit card to homeless people or just randoms and have them go buy your credit cards for you or buy your lottery tickets because they'll probably win. Because
Or
heaven forbid that
or
I buy
don't
my lottery tickets and I never win.
or don't leave your wallet in the car.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
that's the
that's
story.
maybe that would be it. Yeah, don't leave your keys, your wallet, and everything else inside the car.
Probably keep them. But it is interesting. You did bring up at the pre-meeting, like, who, does that victim, is that his winning ticket? I mean,
Yeah,
should
I would
he,
have.
does he get it?
Well, yeah, I guess it just depends. I mean, what would it have been if he took $20 cash out of that car and it was on camera and he
Yeah.
walked in and bought lottery tickets? Is it just like a credit card transaction then at that point,
I, I,
or
I think it's technically his because they
yeah?
stole his card. But
I think he's doing the right thing by saying I'll help you out and give you part of these winnings just to not have to take him to court because
yeah,
that would be really that could be really
well,
silly for sure.
hopefully those guys find see a TV or do we do newspapers? Maybe.
Yeah, I think there's
And
still some newspapers.
turn them in, turn in, just, hey, he'll pay for it. Yeah, you'll go to jail. Okay, I'm sorry, but at least you'll get, I don't even know. He said he'll split it. Who knows what that means? You'll probably give him like $100.
Well, you know what? It's no matter what, it's more money than everybody had in hand to begin with. So,
Sure. But I
um,
think they have like 30 days to turn that in. So hopefully, if you're listening, homeless people in France, please
it,
turn yourselves in and get that money.
we do have people who listen to the podcasts in France. In
Really?
France. Brendan and I were looking at our audience members, and I'm pretty sure we had, yeah,
It was that Fashion Week episode. You guys
it's
got it.
Fashion Week, yeah.
You got them hooked.
Yeah, Brendan and I were looking at. Brendan was interested in looking at our audience geographic, and we were looking um at that. But now I'm not seeing France listed. What's France under?
France.
France is under France.
Starts with
Well,
letter
we
F.
know it's a country in Europe, so
Europe, yes.
um, but I just didn't. I was looking how they listed. We don't actually have any listeners in France, so anybody who's nearby France
Help them
is
out,
listening.
guys. Look,
Help
get
them
them.
out. Out Switzerland, Belgium, somebody in there help them out. Germany, we got some listeners. Just get over there and help those people out. So, but so yeah, that was kind of interesting to know, and I'll have to Google this later and see if they have something about what happens with these lottery winnings. So,
They turn it in.
or they don't, and it just goes back to the state or whatever. So, what else is what? I mean, did you watch? Did you watch any of the Oscars or Emmys or whatever they call
Yeah.
it on
Yeah.
Sunday night?
Yeah. We watched the Oscars. Um, I knew uh, I knew Wicked they were gonna sing at the beginning, so I was like, we didn't watch it live because we take Taylor or Wilson to youth group, and he does a youth group thing, and then we come back. I don't like watching stuff live, especially if it's 3-4 hours long. And had to watch it because I knew they were going to sing the Wicked song, and so Taylor really like it, and she thought they did a great job. Cynthia over Ariana Grande all day, but she's just better. But Conan O'Brien also was the host,
Yes.
and if I really enjoyed Conan O'Brien Late Show, and with Andy Richter, and especially when they when they used to do the in the year 2000
Their
bit. But
the little clip that he did with Adam Sandler when Adam Sandler was dressed up in his
oh man,
oh. So did you hear the backstory behind that?
well he always shows up. Adam always shows up to award shows. Um, he always shows up
Norm.
to award shows wearing like he's always in like a polo or a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
He's never dressed up in a tux.
But did you hear the backstory on this time? Like
Uh,
Conan approached him because he wrote a little skit for it, right? And he approached him and said, "Hey, I'd like to do this back and forth with you in the crowd." And Adam Sandler goes, "But wouldn't it be better if I was just wearing a hoodie and my basketball shorts and some
yes,
basketball shoes?" And then Conan's like, "Yeah. And how do you think this is going to go?" And they were kind of back and forth. And so Conan had the idea and wrote the skit, and then he pretty much just let Adam go and do whatever he wanted to. And oh
it
man,
was good.
oh
Did you
yeah,
watch the whole clip?
I watched most of it. Yeah, um, but just I was interested to see how people were going to treat Conan because usually even afterwards, people hosting those things, that people have their opinions about hosts on these award shows, but
Well,
Conan
another great
already
thing
has.
is the narrator for the show that will will say what's coming up next, or the winners when the winners get announced. He talks about how many nominations. It's Nick Offerman for the
Yeah.
first time this year, and one of the best ones he did. If you guys remember him, Nick Offerman, Parks and Rec, with Amy Poehler, and I don't know what he said. I need to go back. But when Amy Poehler came out to introduce or do a nomination and a winner, he said he said Amy Poehler's name wrong on purpose, and so that's just hilarious. Just because they what their relationship was on with Parks and Rec, and if you guys anybody out there haven't seen it, you guys should watch Parks and Rec. It's a great
he,
show.
he announced it Amy Poe Eller, like P-O, so like phonetically spelling it
Oh,
out or
Paul
saying it like
Eller.
Poe and then ELL So he announced it Amy Poe Eller.
So good.
He's so funny. Oh, him on Parks and Rec. Oh my gosh, he is something else. He yeah.
But I was disappointed though because Conan O'Brien, and when he had his show, late night show, and since it was the movie night for the Oscar, who wins the best movie and all that.
Yeah.
I was really hoping Paul Rudd would come out. If anyone wants to Google what Paul Rudd would do to prank Conan, um, it's hilarious because every time he came it says over 20 years on the O'Brien's late night shows, Paul Rudd would come out to do some movie he did or talk about something he's involved in. And when they show a clip, it's from a 1988 movie, Mac and Me, and it's this alien pushing off a kid with a wheelchair off a cliff,
The
and
kid
he's
goes
just
flying
falling.
into a lake, and then like the really bad animation shows this alien like silhouette with his back facing the screen, and then like they're like, "Oh crap!" And then it turns around, and then it's the alien. He makes fun of the animation, how bad.
How bad it is, because if you guys Google Mac and
Oh
Me and
gosh.
check out the alien space, it's like I just thought, oh man, on a best one of the best movies of the night. Paul Rudd, for some reason, comes out and talks about it and shows here's Wicked, and they show Wicked, but it's the kid falling off the cliff.
They should have done like did they have a best animation on the live?
Yeah,
Yeah, they should have
that
done
would have
that for
been
that
good.
animation and had Paul Rudd's silhouette facing the stage and then have him flip around and be like, oh, sorry. And they had like this weird face. Like put like a social media filter on his face and make him look like the alien. That would have been
It
hilarious.
would have been amazing. But they didn't do that. But they did. I didn't realize. Yeah, they did the Adam Sandler bit. They had if you guys watched Dune, they had the Dune sandworm come out and dance, along with a dancing Deadpool character, and Deadpool wasn't even nominated for anything. And so he did a good job.
It's funny like movies like that Deadpool is like they're not nominated for anything, but they still have
Oh yeah,
like a presence to be there because of how over the top that movie can be. All of the Deadpool movies.
all the
But
Deadpool movies, and then of course just to make the year the start of this year worse for Drake. I mean, even Conan O'Brien threw a shade on Drake,
yeah,
and with so out of nowhere, so
he said it, and then he goes, "Don't worry, I'm lawyered
I'm
up."
lawyered up.
Yeah.
Did
What
you?
was
What was
what
your favorite
movies?
movie last year?
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you too.
Oh,
It's like we're like we're
we're
related or something.
brothers.
I didn't see a lot of movies in the movie theaters, but I saw them later on. Mainly with the kids, really. Um, I liked both animated movies recently. Wild Robot,
Yeah,
that was good.
that should have won animation. It was a movie called Flow, and it was a cat. So
Yeah, well, I don't like cats, so.
whatever.
But another movie I watched, like I knew it came out in 2024, but I didn't. We didn't get a chance to go see it in the theaters, and I had been waiting for it to show up on streaming, but I hadn't had time to go watch it yet. But when I flew to Arizona, I watched it. It was Piece by Piece, the Pharrell Williams
Yeah,
like pick bio is what it was. And if
Lego
you don't,
movie.
yeah, it's literally a Lego movie, but it's all about it's a bio documentary slash comedy is what they kind of consider it as is his life story and how he became a producer and behind the scenes guy. And the amount of music that's in there, I I had forgotten most of the music
Yeah,
that was in there. Like I knew what they were, and I was like, "There's no way that was him."
yeah,
And oh my gosh, I was probably out of all of anybody I can see in the plane, right? Because you can see in front of you. Well, my height, I can see over a lot of things. I was probably the only one probably watching a cartoon movie, and I
yeah.
didn't care. And I was like, my buddy was sitting next to me, and he was listening to music, dancing in his seat, and I'm sitting here listening and watching this movie, and I'm moving back and forth because it literally was like a soundtrack the whole
It
time.
was.
And so I highly recommend it if you like music and movies, especially if you're like music going back to
It was
I don't
the
know
'90s.
the Rump Shaker days, if anybody
I didn't
remembers.
even know he was in. I mean, he was so young, but he was a producer
Yeah,
for Rumshaker.
yeah, it was crazy.
He
All
did
those
so
movies,
many
but
songs. He has
yeah,
done so many songs. I guess he's not done yet, but
no. Well, and then like a pretty popular song he wrote later on for Despicable Me movies
yeah,
is that happy song that's just that song never went away. I don't think
no,
it's still a song that everybody has in their arsenal for any movie. But and then he's been on Pharrell Williams has been on The Voice if you ever watched The Voice too, and
I didn't see him judge. We watched the first few years. I
yeah,
never saw him judge.
but yeah, he was on as a judge. You can just tell his talent just kind of takes over pretty fast. So,
Yeah,
but
he's
I'm
very good.
Yeah, so that was a fun movie that I those are my two. So since I'm not really the movie buff guy like you are, what about you? What did
Well,
you
and
enjoy this year?
we don't go to a lot of movies either. I mean, honestly, we stream a lot. Sorry, movie industry, but
It's all
but
they
I
had
did
during
go.
COVID. All they had during COVID is all you had to do is
Yeah.
stream it.
Well, since COVID, I don't go that much because we'll go, and yes, it's expensive, but Saturday mornings we for our AMC theater, it's like only $6-7, so we'll go Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But I liked Wild. We watched Wild Robot streaming, but we did see Piece by Piece in the movie theater because my son Wilson really likes hip hop, and he just and we all like the Lego movie. It was a really neat way they did it with Legos and animation and all that. So we like that. But my favorite movie was Gladiator 2. Um, but I didn't see that in theaters. I waited till streaming. Sorry.
Gladiator 2 is your favorite movie?
Yeah, it was so good.
Really?
It was good
Huh.
for
I
this
don't
last year.
Yeah, 2024, yeah.
Yeah,
Guess
no,
I wouldn't have thought of that.
I really liked the first Gladiator, and I was super pumped. Now I'm glad I didn't pay movie ticket money to see it.
Yeah, I got you.
Um, but then probably my second one, um, it was The Quiet Place first day. Taylor and I like The Quiet Place movies, and it was like when all the aliens came on the very first day. But
Well, who's in the Quiet Place movie? Was that
well,
uh,
at the beginning, the first one, well, yeah, Jim
John?
from The Office.
Yeah, John or Krasinski or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
No, right?
John
Krasinski.
Krasinski.
Yeah,
He was in the first one, and Emily Blunt is the wife.
which is actually his wife
Yeah,
in real life.
yeah.
Which have you ever? So sidebar, real quick. Have you ever heard him talk about? I think he was on Jimmy Kimmel, or no, he was on. It's one of those late nights where John talks about him going over, traveling, and because his wife is from England, right? Emily
Yeah.
Blunt's from England, and so they went, and some guy's like, "You're that guy," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm married to my wife is over here filming a movie," and some TSA guy's like, "You married that? You married Emily Blunt?" And he's like, "Yep, that's me." So
I
I just,
won.
yeah, I mean, for all these Office fans, right? You tend to forget that they're probably married to someone else besides what they are in the
Yeah, he's
shows.
not married to Pam.
Not married to Pam.
He's not married to Pam. No,
So
it's an interesting movie. And it was neat to see what happened on how it came because the first one it was like I think it happened like a few 30 days or something after everything, so everything was um, already just happened, and everybody knows you have to be quiet. So it was, and it just showed also how the government pretty much didn't help the people because they were trying to get all the aliens in one area, but they're like, well, we have to bomb all these bridges in New York. Of course, it's in New York,
yeah.
but bomb the bridges in New York, and while anyone's stuck in there, well, have fun. So, but it was good. No, but I also enjoyed Saturday Night. Um, that I don't know if you've heard of that one.
I don't recognize that one.
Saturday Night is which Peacock has a fun thing, but it's Saturday Night Live, but it's the what happened an hour and a half before the first episode of Saturday Night Live
Okay.
in 1975. And so they had really good characters for
All the different people.
Belushi and Chevy Chase
Yeah.
and Lauren Michaels, but so that came out towards the end of the year. and that was really good because it was chaotic. But
Yeah.
Peacock has a great 4-part series of how the how you get hired on Saturday Night Live, and they show you auditions from all the people that you know that we grew up with, and then they actually had if do you remember the cowbell,
Yeah.
um, the
Yep.
cowbell one?
With
They
Will Ferrell.
they had one episode all about the cowbell skit, and then they just talked about the writers. The writing for a week of Saturday Night Live is crazy. They do like 50 skits,
Yep.
and they only pick by the end of the week they only pick like 16, and then Saturday they actually have a rehearsal before the show at night, before live. They have a rehearsal with people in it, and then Lauren will pick his top like 6 or 8. And so
Yeah.
it's like you did all that, but then they're like, no, we don't like a lot of this, and then your writing's done for you don't get on, which
Yeah.
that has to suck.
I've heard like Will Ferrell, some of his stuff that he's done for movies and stuff. He's like, yeah, like I wrote that for Saturday Night Live, and I can just never get it on.
Yeah.
Like there's so many skits that they wrote that they could never get it on
And
on
Conan was
TV.
a writer, so
Yeah,
he brought back the Conan. See how it all ties together.
all comes
And,
back to
but
Conan.
it just was fun watching it because it talked about all the old skits like we watched in the 90s and 2000s, and seeing Phil Hartman, if you remember Phil Hartman,
Yep, yep.
R.I.P. Phil. And yeah, it's just so many good actors and actresses. And it's not that great anymore, but I'll still watch it recorded.
Yeah,
I'd still watch, especially when they bring back old cast members and they
Weekend
do
Update. Gotta
Weekend
watch
Update's
Weekend
hilarious.
Update.
Weekend those two guys are funny, especially when they do they give out each other's jokes,
Yeah, when
and
they have to read each other's jokes.
Colin,
So yeah,
is it Colin, the white guy? He always
Colin
gets
just
racist jokes.
he also has to make fun of his own wife too.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
Scarlett liked that episode.
ah, well, it's all part of the
And
gag
she
though,
was
probably.
there. Did you see she was
Yeah,
at?
she was like on the TV, like she was in the back room watching
Yeah.
it.
So
How'd he get her, by the way? Jeez.
that's the one. Forget John Krasinski. Who is calling Jost or
Jost.
whatever?
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I don't know too much about him, but
so if you ever just want to watch, you like documentaries, I suggest that because it was cool. It was neat. I enjoyed, and it was fun to watch the first, because Peacock has all the episodes of Saturday Night Live, and so I watched the first episode, and they were like a minute long because he wanted to get like 16 skits,
oh,
and
jeez.
they're like a minute long, so it was very rough. But the fact that it made it this long after that first episode, it's incredible.
Yeah, Colin Jost has been writing for Saturday Night Live since
Yeah,
2005.
yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't realize he's been there that long.
Well, think about Keenan. That's the other reason why I watch Keenan Thompson.
Yeah.
That guy should get Saturday Night Live when Lauren leaves.
Yeah, he's been there a while.
I mean, you got the guy from Mighty Ducks, and because he was on Mighty Ducks 2, I believe.
He was. Oh, I don't even know where I saw someone posted a video of. It must have been during the Four Nations tournament or something, and someone posted
Oh,
a video mashup or whatever, and someone was like, someone should shoot the knuckle puck.
do the knuckle puck.
Do the knuckle puck. So, what do you think your all time favorite Saturday Night Live skit?
I do like the cowbell, but when Andy Samberg made Saturday Night Live so much better because of digital shorts,
Yes. Oh, jeez.
and him and Justin Timberlake, and it's your fantasy football team.
No, duck in a box. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
It's duck in a box.
the quote
Literally.
unquote duck in the box skit, which Which, if you
Oh,
watch, they talk about that. That was the Christmas episode
yep.
that they aired that, and Lauren is like, Andy, there's kids that watch our episode,
Yeah.
and so that I think it has to be that's my alt. And then Chris Farley with down by the band down by the river.
Oh, he comes in and he's the yeah, he's the not a counselor or something like that. Yeah, and he falls on the
And
table and breaks the table in half.
yeah,
This last week, did you watch this last week's?
it was sad.
Oh my gosh, one of the funniest ones I've seen. I like Shane Gillis, the comedian that was on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, whatever. But his skit about couple beers,
Oh yeah, that was good.
where you get your subscription because you need a couple beers.
Couple beer that was good.
That was pretty good.
I
So
did like the TV show. He's like a deadbeat dad.
yeah,
But the thing is, because Taylor did watch it, she usually doesn't watch it with me, but she taught it. She's like, these start out good, but they like are so bad at finishing a lot of these. But I was like, well, it's because there's a bad actor with him.
yeah,
He's not good.
yeah. He's pretty. I like him. I think he's kind of funny. He's got a show on Netflix called Tires. Oh my gosh, that's pretty
Oh,
funny.
you told me about. I never have watched that.
It's pretty funny. It's like just off the wall, quick humor, kind of just stupid things. Like literally, you can make a show about people working at a tire shop. Oh my gosh. So, but
What's your favorite skit of all time?
jeez, I think the one that always sticks in my mind is when Will Ferrell was a cheerleader for the swim team
Yeah,
because they were the East Lake Spartans,
yeah.
and then just like the chants that they're like the things they do in there, that was hilarious. The cowbell is right up there. I'm trying to remember another one that stands out to me,
Yeah,
but
Will Ferrell was so good on that.
I'm trying to think. A recent one is when
Oh, the Nate episode was so good.
the Nate Bargatze or
Yeah,
Bargatze, or however you say his name, when he did the whole George
George
Washington skit.
Washington.
Oh my gosh, that is one of the literally people go out there and Google that thing. That thing is hilarious. And then when he came back and hosted again, they did a second one. They did a second
Yeah,
skit for something similar to it. So yeah,
and
like
that Washington Nate said that bombed in um,
dress
rehearsal.
rehearsal.
Lauren
Yeah,
almost knocked it out, but Nate like he just psyched himself up. He's like, I can be better. I can be better. It always depends on who's hosting, because if it
correct.
and like even Ariana Grande this year was good. Like I was shocked how good she was, but yeah, Nate wins. I really want to see him, but I saw his special.
Yeah.
So and he's coming in September. I'm like, well, I just saw his special. It's probably the same joke.
No, I don't think it's going to be because he's coming to Lincoln too, or Omaha at least. So that he's hilarious. The kids and the family and
Oh,
I.
it's
We,
clean.
oh yeah, he talks about his back. I don't know what interview I saw him on, but he talks about that. He's like, I don't need to be like. Someone just says, why don't you just not do what everybody else is doing and just do a clean show, and just you're so funny you can write stuff that's so good. So no, another one for Saturday Night Live, since we're talking about Saturday Night Live, is did you see this? I think it was in 2024 where they did the Beavis and Butthead. They're sitting behind
Oh,
the audience members.
when they
Oh my
all
God.
broke,
Yes, it broke everybody.
and the lady that was supposed to be the interviewer, Heidi Gardner. That's one reason I watch it too. Heidi Gardner. She's from Kansas City,
Okay.
and the blonde. She just couldn't stop it. Who was the actors that did the Beavis and Butthead? Do you
I'm.
have it?
I'd have to look real quick.
Oh, I didn't
I
know if
didn't
you
have
knew.
it listed up.
Can't think of the name.
Yeah, who were they on that sketch that
One
night?
one was a
Yeah, I don't remember
famous
who.
actor, but I can't. he was probably the host, but because Keenan was the person that was interviewing, or she was
Oh,
interviewing
it's
him.
Ryan Gosling. That's right, Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling.
Oh yeah, the
And
Beavis and Butthead. They look so funny. But
I
yeah,
just, oh my gosh! And the way they broke their character, broke the other actors. Um, but
that's the best
the
part.
Jeopardy ones are good.
The Jeopardy ones are amazing, and especially with Tom Selleck and yeah, when Will Ferrell was the host, and then Keenan does Black Jeopardy.
Jeopardy, yep,
Yeah,
yeah.
those were good.
I would say those are probably my top ones. And anything with Will Ferrell or Chris Farley in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Chris Farley, and I think it was Patrick Swayze when they were like doing Chippendale dancing.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and
and
they had
Chris
his shirts off.
Farley. Oh my gosh, that guy. Oh yeah, but yeah, good old times with Saturday Night Live. That's a good call out though to um, and just to think of all the movies that have come from Saturday Night Live, like Wayne's
Wayne's
World
World.
and Night of the Roxbury's. Um, what else would have came from there? I don't remember now. I said all the movies, but
Was that? I thought there was more than that.
there is. What are they? Why can't I figure out what they are? Night at the Roxbury's. Oh, what's the one? Coneheads.
Oh yeah, Coneheads.
It's Pat. Do you remember that? The
It's
movie
Pat.
Superstar. The Superstar movie that had
That she
oh
sniffs her hands.
yeah.
She put, and she said she did that in her audition. That was her
Yeah.
audition because she said her and her friend in junior high would actually do that. They would just get all nervous and put their hands in their armpit and sniff them.
Well, in probably the most popular movie that came from Saturday Night Live would be the Blues Brothers, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yep.
that's probably the one that is the one that started it off for everybody. So,
And I was disappointed that because they did their 3 hour 50th anniversary special. And Jimmy Fallon's fine. And at the very beginning, he did the Blues Brothers. I was hoping the Belushi brother um, and Dan Aykroyd would have done that song, but Dan Aykroyd passed on doing the Saturday Night Live special.
oh, I gotcha.
So I was hoping, but Jimmy Fallon did fine. He was the host of the night. It was really good too. The 3 hour, pretty much a 3 hour long Saturday Night Live for the 50th. And it was funny because Bill Murray was on it, and he did Weekend Update, and he did the top hosts for Weekend Update and the top 10 list. But then he first did, which is a call out how sad Saturday Night Live sometimes is with who they pick to act in it and hire on. But Bill Murray would do, he actually did the top one Weekend Update
Oh
black
yeah.
people. And because there's only one was Michael Che. So
He also did it with the white guys too, didn't he?
he did when he did the top 10 hosts. Then
Oh yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
had
That's
two
right.
lists, and then he did the top 10 hosts. And he
Say
never
call
did
it
Call and
choice.
Yost.
Yeah.
He even did his brother for number 2. Bill Murray did his brother for number 2. Oh, it
Oh.
was good. I think it's all on Peacock, but it was just a great memory of everything. It was weird that they did Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary in February because the first episode was in October, but who cares? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that doesn't matter at that point.
And they did a documentary on a show on the music. There was some good music over the years that like I didn't even know they pretty much made Adele popular Saturday Night Live in America.
Oh, okay.
She talked about how in America she wasn't that popular yet, She went on Saturday Night Live, sang, and the next morning she was popped up the charts #1. But so it's good. Just
How
wanted
did
to bring that
we
up.
got the Saturday Night Live TV show because of a movie you suggested? That's how we got there, right? Is
See,
that how we got there?
see how that works, BJ?
Oh, jeez, wowzers!
I
Well,
mean,
what?
I love you, BJ.
He does love you. He loves you too.
Yeah, I know.
This segment has been brought to you by Thielander Leadership Consulting, the #1 in consulting firm. Also,
Call me.
BJ also always talks about our mailbag. But people like email us like what your favorite movie was in 2024. Maybe it's a suggestion that you've seen on streaming or something. There might be a movie, definitely for me. I don't go out of my way to watch a lot of movies. So email us at the number 3 dayoldpodcast@gmail.com. The
You
number
don't watch
3.
any movies on
I don't
streaming?
go. I mean, I don't go out of my way to watch movies. I I mean, no.
So
Like
you
the
just
last thing I watched was with the kids.
yeah.
And
So
then like if I'm
animation.
streaming something, like I just got done streaming um Full Swing, the golf thing on Netflix.
Yeah. You
Oh.
finished the whole season?
Oh yeah.
So was Scheffler's arresting funny?
Funny. It was just interesting to hear the side of the story that they talked about from the player's standpoint. But what they didn't talk about it in the podcast or in the series was they didn't talk about the fact that like what caused the accident or
Oh,
what
I'm
caused.
disappointed.
Yeah, they didn't bring that up. Now maybe they didn't bring it up because didn't someone die or they
Yes.
just get hurt?
No, a cop just got hurt.
No, the cop got hurt, but the reason it was backed up is because a pedestrian got
Oh,
hit,
yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah.
I think someone died in that
Yeah, so I
accident.
think that's probably why they didn't talk about it.
Oh,
Probably because there's legal stuff probably going on with the bus
yeah.
company, and so they didn't talk about that. But yeah, I think everybody. There's a lot of players that during that interview were saying, "Yeah, we just thought this was a joke. Like we just thought it was funny that," and they provided a lot of the behind the scenes police footage of him talking to the police officers and stuff. So that was
Yeah,
interesting.
I can't wait. That was like the only reason I really want to watch it. I like that show, but I was like, I heard Scheffler stuff was on there, so
You know the name Gary Woodland, right? Because he's from Kansas.
yeah.
He's featured in the last part of the episode, and he's got an awesome story.
Is it
Like,
about his brain cancer?
yeah,
Yeah. He almost
yep,
died.
yep. He talks about everything.
Yeah, he's a KU grad.
You know, he the last 2 episodes of this last season were pretty. They're the heart pullers, right? They're the ones
Okay.
that are making you smell onions and you're crying, or somebody's crying in the room with you. It's the first time Becky's watched golf things with me. But yeah, it's just the last 2 episodes are intermixed about what tournaments are going on, but also 2 life-changing stories for 2 different types of golfers that are on the lower, in the triple digits rankings, but just pretty powerful message. So I would highly recommend if you're not going to watch the whole thing, just go watch those last
No,
2
yeah,
episodes.
I
So
definitely will watch it.
yeah,
I
it's totally worth
definitely
your
will.
time. But let's see here. The one last thing we got to bring up because it's coming. Well, I guess we have a couple weeks, but right before your birthday, a day before your birthday, one of our favorite movies growing up as a kids is called Rad.
Rad, guys. Go. If you haven't seen it, go. It'll change your life.
It'll change
It'll make you want to ride a BMX bike on dirt tracks.
on Hell Track.
Hell track. Yep.
Hell Track. And to win a Corvette, I think is what you won, and some money. But it was like a cult classic movie in the '80s that never got like full. It was made in Canada and it never got full production, and it was like just underground, like kind of following. And they're bringing it out in 4K. They like remastered it in 4K, and they're gonna present it on just one day,
One day.
on March 20th, across the United States and Canada as part of their Rad Day is what they call it. But
And
if
there's
you
a
want,
documentary.
there's a documentary that go with it too. It's your first introduction to Aunt Becky.
Yeah.
Before Aunt Becky was on Full House, she was in this movie.
Yep. That the only known actor in that movie that I know. But the music in that was so good. You remember the song?
I do. I was trying to remember what it was.
And no one knows about it. I always bring it up to everyone I meet, and
I
they're
have
like,
a.
"What, rad?"
Do you know I have a the red Rad racing T-shirt
Yeah,
in the movie the
you
Rad.
have that.
I have a Rad T-shirt. Actually, I bought one for. His name won't be mentioned right now, but I bought one for somebody who has a matching one of that was recently talking to me. Not talking to me right now, but yeah. So
Because
it's
he
traveled
wants
out to.
to beat you on Hell Track.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's where we can
You need to settle it.
we settle it in L track. Settle it in L.
Get your BMX bike out and your 1980s hat with a very small bill. Remember those
Yeah.
little hats
Oh
with
yeah.
small bills?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Get your Vans. I don't know if those were 80s, but
Yeah, they were still around. Yeah. I mean, the Vans are still around. Van shoes. Do you know this little weird thing about Van shoes? You throw them,
no.
they always land right side up because of
They're
the weight.
wow. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Google it.
No, I mean, no.
I'll I'll send you an Instagram link
Send me
about
some
it.
Vans.
Send you some Vans. Yeah, I went down that rabbit hole. So,
You got to be
but
careful of those rabbit holes. You might turn
whatever.
into a cult.
Could be. You could end up at a cult. You could fall into the wrong crowd and be a leader of people and end up in a cult.
Especially,
And
yeah, all wear Vans shoes.
yeah, or wasn't it black Nikes back in the day?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to
Yeah.
go there, but
Well, you could. Well, I mean, there's cults everywhere.
in
There's
Indianapolis, there's a Colt football team.
yeah, that's Indianapolis. I think it said
Oh,
Indianapolis.
I thought I
Oh,
said
you're talking about the Colts, the
yeah.
former Peyton Manning home.
Oh, Peyton Manning. Oof, what a forehead! Right, Bronco fans?
Oh yeah, how have you been on the podcast since? Like, has anybody apologized to you about how they treated the Chiefs and yelling and
Well,
screaming?
I mean, since the Chiefs didn't show up to the Super Bowl, I'm okay with it.
Ooh, good
But
call out.
but hey, they made it. So
Yeah, what happened to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Let's get your opinion on this.
the offensive line. Well, we can talk sports on here.
We can talk about sports.
Oh,
Yeah.
BJ's gone. Okay, so yeah, offensive line was awful, and they just. But one of the things I didn't like was the fact that like midway through second quarter they only ran it like once or twice. So
Yeah.
they just this happened before. They Tampa Bay, the Tom Brady, they destroyed them that Super Bowl, but they turned out to win a couple more. So I'm not just get offensive linemen in the off season. We'll be back next year.
Gotcha.
Yep,
Bold predicament. Back what?
back to the Super
The
Bowl.
Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Or just to the playoffs?
Super Bowl.
Super
Well,
Bowl.
they at least go to the AFC Championship
Yeah, that's
since
true.
Patrick Mahomes. So no,
Well,
that was frustrating. But
did you watch? So did you? So as a Chiefs fan, did you sit through the whole game?
no.
Oh, you gave up.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you do? Go to bed and cry?
I didn't go to. No, I think we watched The Office because we're watching The Office for Wilson.
Yeah.
And we're on like season 6 now. But so yeah, I cannot believe how they got away with the first couple seasons of The Office,
Oh
but
yeah,
and how he had a job, Scott. But all the pranks that Jim did was just that Wilson enjoyed those pranks.
do you ever listen to any of the Office podcasts from the people that
I
are on?
don't.
Okay,
I did. I started. I did with the girls, but
yeah,
they, in my opinion, they were kind of boring.
yeah,
I do listen to show podcasts. I watch um, Scrubs podcast, Zach and Donald. They're not boring,
yeah.
and this next week on the 10th starts How I Met Your Mother podcast with Ted Mosby, and
Okay,
the creator is going to do one. But the Office one, I did, and it just was like it wasn't as I thought it would be funnier. Now I will listen to highlights when like Michael Scott came on, and
yep,
but it wasn't it. I just couldn't get. I'm running out of podcast room to watch. You know, it's just too many to listen to or watch because like Zach and Donald, you can watch them do the podcast now.
gotcha.
So I it's just too many, but there's some good ones. But I think Kevin has a pod. I think he might have a
Yeah,
podcast.
I listened to one of his one time or a clip, and he was talking about the chili episode
Oh yeah,
and about how they pulled that chili prank off, like how they did it, um, and like behind the scenes, that pot is only filled with chili at the very top, of the it's not full of chili. They
oh
put like foam in it so it wouldn't be so heavy,
yeah,
so it could be lopsided. So that's how they got that flip to work perfectly. And he broke it all down. It was
yeah.
pretty
He
interesting, pretty
because he
funny.
wrote a book about it too, about
Yeah,
everything. He's he's also a good golfer, Brian. I can't say his last name, but Kevin in the show, he's a good golfer. He always goes to the one in
Pro-Ams.
Reno during the
Yeah,
summer, the celebrity
The
one.
Lake Tahoe one, right?
Oh, did I say Reno? Yeah, Lake Tahoe.
I think it's Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, he gets invited there a lot every year. The last like 10 years, so he's pretty decent if they invite him.
Good deal. We started sports and we ended up at podcasts. We're doing awesome.
Eh? I
Yeah.
mean, it's your show tonight.
Yeah. Well, hey, I was just gonna ask you: is there anything else? I mean, we're kind of at the end of the episode here. We not really. I mean, sports. You know, there's things on spring training, baseball, some hockey, um, golf. I don't know what else you watching.
Sports.
Rugby? You watching rugby?
This time of the year, I've been watching World Baseball Classic qualifiers.
That sounds boring.
No, it's like Brazil versus Colombia. I'll watch anything baseball.
Yeah.
Um, I watched a little bit before we got on tonight. TGL because Tiger Woods is playing.
Okay.
That was actually that golf league is actually fun. I mean, the Tiger Woods team were horrible, but it's fun to watch. No, but I watch NBA. I'm an NBA guy. Um,
Still, ugh.
yeah,
NBA is
it's
something else.
now I'll watch it more playoffs. The playoffs are fun. Anything playoffs to me is fun. Like I'll watch hockey. Like this, my favorite team in hockey is the Blues because of Brady Thielander, and he got me hooked on the Blues years ago, and they're like decent this year, but they're gonna rip our hearts out. They're barely gonna miss the playoffs like they do almost every year. So I'll watch hockey. Hockey's fun, but I'll watch NBA men's college basketball, um, which you know Nebraska kind of tanked during the end of the year. They're on the bubble still. Thank
Yeah,
goodness
they're
for a bad bubble for
while
March
we're recording
Madness.
this, they're playing right now, and they're not playing that great right now.
Oh, are we already losing by 10?
Actually, I think exactly 10. To be honest with you, you must not be watching,
No,
but
they're away. This is what happens.
yeah,
Like, I don't know what's going on with them. Like, Bryce Williams is good.
under
Um,
under 12 timeout. It is 19-8. Ohio State.
they're done. All I want is one win in the tournament, not the
Okay,
play-in game, not the
let
play-in game.
hang on a second.
Nope.
Let's talk about controversy in the state of Nebraska because we have Creighton here, and Creighton's won a few games in the
Hey,
tournament.
we beat
What if
Creighton.
Nebraska? Yeah, it's true. We did beat Creighton. What if Nebraska wins their first postseason March Madness game and it's the play-in game?
No.
I think that would just be so fitting for the last team to ever win their game in a Power Four school or whatever they want to call them now. Is that they win their first? It's not a Thursday, Friday win. It's a Tuesday, Wednesday win. I think that would be hilarious. I'm kind of rooting for that.
Well, if they lose tonight, they pretty much have to go to like
Oh,
the
they have to run the tournament.
semifinals or the finals to the Big Ten
Yeah,
championship.
yeah, they have a lot of. Well, yeah, they've kind
Jeez,
of.
it's just every year,
I
except
know.
last year they made it, but then they lost. But
Yeah,
I don't get it, and I understand they don't have a good rebounder. But
yeah. It would have been different if they had their one other big guy that wasn't out for the year for surgery. So
now with transfer portals, I'm like, who's all leaving?
yeah, but you need to develop guys too. So, but I get it.
Because isn't
I get it.
Bryce only a sophomore?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he. I don't really know to be honest with
I'm
you.
pretty
I
sure
can't.
this is his second. I don't think he's only. I think he's only been here 2 years, and he was a
But I don't
fifth.
think he's considered a
Oh, so
sophomore.
maybe junior.
Yeah.
So next he'll be a senior year. I bet you. Yeah. So I just hope we keep him. But yeah, I just want to win, just like football, Nebraska football. Just get a bowl win this year. We got that. Now
About
it's
that.
okay. Nebraska's going to win a college tournament basketball game, and not looking so great.
Yeah. It's okay though. It's early in this game tonight.
Put Fred Hoiberg on the hot seat again.
We were lucky enough to get Fred Hoiberg back in the day. So, like when we were hiring a coach, I remember telling somebody who follows college basketball, and he laughed at me saying, "No way, Fred Hoiberg's going to Nebraska." And then he came. So,
And hasn't won a tournament game.
yeah, well, he wasn't that great of a coach outside of Iowa State either. So, all right. Well, I think we're towards the end of the night here. You got anything else you want to share with us? Anything else exciting? Any other feedback on any podcasts that you've listened to from ours? Do you even listen to our episodes
I
anymore?
listen to every one of them.
I
I
know
gotta
you do.
I gotta do something every. I mean, I work, but I gotta do something.
I need. Do you listen at normal speed or 2 times speed?
Oh, I probably 10 times speed. It's like 5 minutes.
10 times speed. Oh my god, you sound
No,
like a bunch of chipmunks.
I don't. I don't have any feedback. It's been fun.
I just
No, I
didn't
mean,
know if we
hopefully
needed.
you can finally get Michael on. She doesn't sometimes respond to text, so
Yeah,
it might be three to
Yeah,
five months.
yeah, 3 to 5. Yeah, well, she's moving, and
Yeah, they got a new house.
yeah,
Buy our dirt track Tierra Park for BMX
yep.
bike for Rad.
BMX. Oh, it all comes back to rad. March 20th. Go find it in your local movie theater. Those in Kansas City, I think AMC, right?
No, it's my when I googled it, it's B&B theaters.
Oh, B&B. Was that in Westport?
There's one in Shawnee.
Oh,
No,
huh.
no AMC, but I'm like, there's no movies now, so there's not really
Yeah,
good movies out. Why just uh just have them all on AMC?
yeah. Probably cost too much. Actually, Cinemark is the ones doing it, so it's only their movie theater company. That's what it is. So,
Yeah, I
whatever.
read it was like 700 theaters, so it's not going to be that many.
Yeah. Nothing around me I can see.
No, I
Whatever.
guess the only thing from last week, and um, I wish you guys would have asked Mom, and she could actually tell Mom and Dad could tell you all the places you went. We went on our trip. She wanted to talk about the trip in Oregon because you've been to Oregon,
Oh, yeah.
but you guys ran out of time. But
We
that
did.
was the only because she
What do you remember of our trip, that 2 week trip that we took out to Oregon and Disneyland?
I
Do you remember?
remember what I remember in Oregon must have been is those buggies,
Oh, the dune buggy
dune
things?
buggies on the beach.
Yeah.
Disneyland, I remember losing my shoe on the very top of a roller coaster ride. It just fell off.
Okay.
And so it just freaked me out because I was like 5 or 6. So, I mean, you were lucky I remember anything.
Well, it's 1991 is what
Close. That's
I.
like 6. So I would have been 8.
Yeah, because I was 10.
And then Mom doesn't believe it.
The
And
bear.
Dad don't think that this happened. But I remember in Vegas that they
We
dropped
went to.
us off in a playground area and they just went. And I was like, oh, what? They just left us there and went, I guess, the slots.
Yeah, at Circus Circus?
Yeah, but they were like, no, we watched you the whole time. I'm like, I just remember being there and I didn't know where anyone was. Oh, I don't know where my parents were. But no,
Huh.
they didn't do that.
I remember. I
That's a
forgot that we
dream.
went through. I forgot we went to Vegas. We drove through Vegas. Went to Circus Circus.
Yeah.
And so I think Circus Circus got blown down to make room for a ballpark, probably. Um, do
So
you
I
remember
don't.
camp? Do you remember camping and like being in that one campground where like Mom thinks they were raccoons, but I swear they were bears that came down and was like trying to get into the picnic table. They had like little cabinets to keep your food in. Otherwise, bears would eat it all. Do you remember any of that?
No, I don't remember
Yeah,
that. I do.
yeah.
I do also remember the big trees, tall trees, the redwoods.
Oh, the redwoods. Do you remember going down the Crooked Street in San Francisco?
No, I didn't even know we did.
Yeah, I think Dad's brakes were a little hot, or something happened with the car on that trip, if I remember correctly.
Probably
That's
lots of things happened to that car during that
man.
trip.
Those were back in the days where we could travel and we didn't have to wear seatbelts.
Yep,
Remember
and
we
we
used to
survived.
build like we used to build like little like forts in the back of that big car.
Just think if Michael was old enough to go on that trip, we would have had no room.
Yeah,
Luckily, we had our space, but no, we had our own area. We could just get
I'm
up
just
and
gonna.
move around.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good
No,
times.
that was a great trip. No, I just don't remember a lot of the camping and a bear, I guess, or a raccoon. They're close.
Whatever.
They're close in
Yeah,
size.
trash pandas and bears, whatever. Well, I think that we've gotten to a good spot. We got a lot of stuff tonight. When I started tonight talking to you, I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. But this is kind of what our conversations are like sometimes when me and you get going. Hour long later, we're like, hey, I just called to say hi.
Yeah.
So, but all right. Well, I think we're going to end it tonight, man. So I appreciate you filling in for BJ. We'll see how the episode performs, and then we'll send you a check.
Please
Um,
do.
yeah, we'll see how the episode goes first.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll monetize it as much as we can, but I mean, yeah, don't expect anything very fast. So, but yeah, anybody who is listening tonight, if you have any fun movies or any or anything really to share with us, our mailbag, sponsored by Thielander Leadership Consulting, your number one in consulting cares and your TLC. I can't remember what he says. I don't have a script. My apologies, BJ. But You're the sponsor of the mailbag. 3-day-old podcast at gmail.com. The number 3. So, well, we're going to close this out, man. So, here is to lack of communication of irrelevant age news. We'll see you next time. Everybody have a great week. You have a great week too, Nate. Thanks for filling in. See you later.